So Ford wants to make a four-door Mustang. I'm not talking Mach-E, I'm talking the actual coupe GT that they make for the S650 platform. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is Farley going too far? Let's talk about it. So right off the bat, I'm going to show you all what it looks like. I think this is a render. And, I mean, right now we don't really know too much about it, except that it's on the table to be an actual, like, product that Ford could sell to customers. This coming at the same time that Dodge revealed more about the Charger, I should say, is interesting to say the least. Kind of insinuates to me that Ford's trying to kind of push into that space where Dodge has really owned the performance sedan lineup, especially with the fact that the Charger was once known for its two-door coupe muscle car-esque look. Now we know that over time, and with the new generation Chargers, we're more used to the four-door and what it offers, you know, as a substitute for the two-door Challenger that Dodge has. Now, am I saying this is a bad thing? No. Am I saying this is a good thing? Also no. This is something that Ford's probably trying to do to add more to their portfolio when it comes to their sports car category. If they can make four-door muscle car work for Peoples buy more, Ford's profits go up, you know, because supply and demand. There's more demand for a four-door car than there is a two-door because people have families, people have places to go, people need places to put people in. You know how it is. But also, the other side of the coin, the Mustang is now coming in with a four-door option. I don't really agree with it myself, but I understand where they're coming from. At least they're not making the Mustang an electric car, which is something that I can appreciate. We already had the Mach-E, which was obviously to offset government points for, you know, fuel and EVs, and they had to make a certain amount of EVs in order to be able to produce more V8s. And I understand that Ford is trying to make this work for them from a business standpoint. Obviously, Dodge didn't do that, because if Dodge was doing that, we would see them having more electric SUVs, which, if they started doing that in 2020, they would have been able to keep the Hemis for a longer period of time, if not indefinitely, depending on how, you know, Stellantis would allow them to perform. At the end of the day, Ford's winning. There's no more Camaro. Mopars are dead. And the Corvette really is its only competitor, and even then that's moved on to the supercar realm, in my opinion, with this new ZR1. I mean, come on. I know it could potentially be mass-produced, but it's still, in my opinion, a supercar. Come on. The Mustang's kind of left by itself, so it's kind of going to have to evolve, in a sense, to a new level, a new position in its own monopoly that it's created. So obviously they're not going to get rid of the coupe. They're just going to have this as a substitute, just like the Charger EV that they're bringing out. I think 2025 they're going to be bringing out the four-door version of the Charger Daytona. So that's going to compete with the Mustang, except it won't, because one's electric, one's gas. So there's a difference in philosophy between the two companies. And we can see that through the way their leadership is as well. As we know, Tim Kuniskis retired not long ago because of Stellantis' botched business model for the American market, especially Dodge. And we know that Farley over at Ford is doing an amazing job with the new GTD, with substituting EV sales in order to offset carbon fuel points so that they can keep producing the Mustang in its purest form, a V8 muscle car. So that's awesome. And we can also include that he's also trying to open up the customer base of the Mustang by, inviting customers who prefer four-door coupes. In the grand scheme of things, it's essentially the new Dodge Charger, and we already know Mustangs sell. So it's, if anything, we're looking at something that could sell tremendously in the next couple years. The pros of this: more customers, Ford gets to keep that V8, and the sales go up, making it more probable that they're going to want to keep the Mustang around. Obviously, I mean, this thing sells like hotcakes. Of course, the cons being the drastic change of the body lines and it looking less and less of a Mustang as the years progress, but I mean, you know, when it comes to Ford, you got to do what you got to do. At the end of the day, the Mustang doesn't have any more real competition, at least in the domestic space. So it's gonna have to adapt, you know. So I wouldn't even consider this really a con, because they're gonna still keep the two-door coupe. It's just now this is coming out for a different reason, for a different customer, for a different client. It's just another way to make some cash, and honestly, it's not a bad way. At least we still got a Mustang, yo. I mean, come on now, let's not be too salty about this. I get it, it don't look like one, except it does, but it doesn't. I don't know. Obviously, they're poking in the face of Dodge with this. The Challenger's gone for the foreseeable future. I don't know what they're planning on doing at Stellantis with that. I know they're keeping the Hemi for another year in 2025. I think they're only going to put in the Dodge Durango, though, which is strange on Dodge's part, making it a special edition that cost over 6 figures. I don't know. Dodge at this point, I have no hope for them. But Ford, I do. And even though I might not be fully on board with a 4-door Mustang, I can at least say that we're still aiming in the right direction with this car. And I mean, with everything that's been going on lately at Ford, I have no reason to file a huge complaint online about why the 4-door Mustang isn't a Mustang. At the end of the day, they made the Mach-E, which I will never call a Mustang, even though it has that pony on it. So, to each their own. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like what you saw, please let me know. If you guys don't like the way Ford's going, also let me know in the comments. And if you like the content that I'm making right now, including the vlogs and the reviews I'm going to be doing in the future, stay tuned. But yeah, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.